find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. The morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The glass so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running. Never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. The best we ever had.
Good evening, everyone. Of course, as soon as I start, the dog goes crazy upstairs. How's it going? I see Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Thank you so much for being here. Scott, Rambling with the Brooms. Are you going live tonight, Scott? Yellow. Yellow? Why yellow? What's yellow? Yeah, I took good care of it. Tika, tika, tik. Yep, the dog. So Tracy was trying this, and it wasn't doing anything. And I was wonder if it's because of the background. Let me remove the background for a second. It's supposed to do something when you do that. Is it a setting in YouTube? Oh well, it's not working anymore. It could be a setting, but I don't know. Setting. Hotkeys. Nope. Layout. Nope. Okay, I'll put the background again because let's face it, the room looks bad. A cool hello. Yellow. Okay. Yellow. Yeah, I'm tired, I guess. My brain didn't catch that. So, last weekend was the Eastern Ontario Homesteaders Conference. I got to see a lot of people. Unfortunately, I couldn't see Scott, and Thomas from Life in the Valley was also unavailable. But I got to meet John Faulkner, which was awesome. I got to see, Marilyn, Little Homestead by the Beach. Dave Knight, nice to have you here. I saw him as well, spent the weekend with him. Annie from Back to Basics Homestead, she was there also. Darren and Brigitte from Thorhaven Farm. I also saw Me and New Acres, Mike and Angie, Patrick Cost and Karin. Anyone else that was there? Lynn from Bucket List Homestead, Hickory Croft Farm, Chris and Steph. Marcy from Learning Curve Acres was also there. Ginny and Rob from Denby View Ranch. There was a lot of nice people. Yeah, I think Dave finally made it home. Am I right? Karen, yeah. Karen from Buttercup and Fern Homestead. So, Dave, you have to behave now. So for me, it was kind of a longer weekend than for most of the people because, well, my grandmother passed away on Wednesday, so I left work early because of that. Yeah, she's the one that taught me how to garden. You know, if I am passionate about this now, it was because of her. I thought she was 88. She had just turned 89. But I mean, I'm okay. Like, we knew it was coming. She was suffering from severe memory loss, Alzheimer. But you know, it's never easy when it happens, when you lose someone. But yeah, Thursday morning, I brought my daughter to school, and then I left, made it to Quebec. I think it was around 2 p.m. Quebec time. So basically, it took me like 6 hours and a half to get there. It's a 5 hours and a half drive, but I took my sweet time. I stopped a few places to put gas, and I like I said, I took my time. I even stopped at Floralie Jouvence, which is this huge garden center. First time I went there, I purchased white currant bush and 2 elderberry trees, and I think I purchased some blueberry seeds. I wanted to try the blueberries from seeds. And then I went to another place not too far from Darren's place. Speaking of which, good evening, Darren. Are you gone already, or you're just leaving during the weekend? And then where he brought me, I purchased, what was it? Kiwi. Usually kiwis, you need the male and the female plant. And the one I had was an hybrid of the two. I also purchased some daylilies. So you're leaving Sunday. Nice. Just give me a second. I don't want you to see me scratching my nose. I made it to the conference. Oh, I also purchased some goji berries at Floralie Jouvence. And I purchased one sea buckthorn berry shrub. Now, the problem with that is you also need a male and a female. They only had females on hand. I went to Walmart and Home Depot, see if they had any males. They did not. I couldn't find any around here. I was supposed to call today, call back the company around here in the local nursery. I forgot. But the one I called, they didn't have it. So I might have to go look down south around Moncton. I know there's a place down there that has them. Sorry. I drank some pop and had some pizza with the kids. Yeah, I might have to go for a small drive later on. Maybe, I don't know, maybe at the end of June. I'll be on vacation at some point. Maybe we can go for a small drive down there. Those are little orange berries, and apparently they're one of the best fruit to eat health-wise. So I'm hoping to be able to find a male. At the conference, we decided to go for a walk. Tracy, Annie, and I. Did I forget Tracy from Tihin 141? At first, he was also there the whole weekend with us. What's wrong with my eye? Jeez, I feel like I have something stuck in my eye. Yeah, okay. It's gonna bother me the whole time. Come on now. So we could see from the side of the road, there were a lot of service berries, or some people call them Saskatoon berries. And apparently they're pretty easy to grow from the cuttings. So I figured I was going to try a few cuttings. So we harvested about, I don't know, maybe 25 cuttings. Annie took some home. Karine took some home. Angie took some, and I took some home as well. Let's see who can grow them better, but mine are already like looking awful. It's getting cold here at night, and yeah, might have to bring them inside and see if they can survive. But then again, might be too late. So it's either they survive the way they are, or they simply don't. We found some honeysuckle berries, but there were not the edible kind. We also found what I thought at first was a morel, but then as soon as I took in my hands, yeah, I was excited because I thought I could have found one, but it was definitely not a morel. I also found, what else did we find? There were some wild elderberries around there. I couldn't see any after we got to the cabin. Oh, well, Darren, if you want some, we can bring you some next year. Or we'll make sure we grab some next year. Yeah, it shouldn't be any problem. Anyway, you're probably going back there. Although the best time would be right now to harvest them. It says, like, when the flower comes out, it's basically the last time in the season you can harvest them, like take the cuttings. But it's not a problem. Next year we can make sure you get some. Annie brought some, I think they were yellow raspberries and black raspberries, and Angie brought me some blackberries. So it's a little bit confusing. Blackberries, yellow raspberries, and black raspberries. And I guess you can also have white blackberries, which doesn't make sense in my head. Then like some people complain that the French language is hard. White blackberries. What else did I get? I was able to find some apple mint at Chris and Steph. Took some home. I also got one elderberry shrub. I also purchased some catnip seeds. The conference itself was also pretty great. I missed about half of the seminar where the guy was talking about permaculture, but I kind of got the point, I think. It falls in line with what I was watching online on how to build a proper food forest. Basically, Marilyn sent me an awesome video a couple years or a couple months back on how to make a proper food forest, and the guy was explaining pretty much the same thing. So it kind of made sense, and I'm pretty sure it got the best of it. One thing it made me think of, though, is when we do the garden, when we do anything at all where we want to control the weeds, rhubarb is an awesome weed controller. I started. Do I still have it open? I started watching it. Yeah. I have 5 minutes and 29 seconds watched. Just that as soon as I sat down to watch it, something else happened, and then, I just didn't have time to finish it. But yeah, the guy has it going. I'm hoping to have something similar at some point, although I might not have the little fish tank and the little stream. I don't have a stream on my property, so it might be hard for me to do exactly what he has. But still, I get the point where you plant a big fruit tree like an apple tree, pear tree, plum tree, and then around it you can plant honeyberries. They say you can plant raspberries, but I wouldn't plant raspberries because raspberries spreads like crazy. I would go like with something with like blueberries, although blueberries need acidic soil, so it might be hard to grow around apple trees. I'm guessing the best one would be honeyberries or something like gooseberries, but then again, gooseberries have thorns, so you don't really want to have those around your apple trees. But you can make something nice with honeyberries, and what else could fit there? Goji might get big, cranberries or something along those lines. Something that would go about the height of your waist. So the plan, the basics of it is you have the huge fruit tree like an apple tree, plum, pear, or if you live in the tropical area, peaches, lemons. And then around it, you plant something a little bit smaller that will not take over all the energy from the apple tree. Like I said, honeyberries for me would be the best thing to plant there, or even currants, like black. Well, not the black ones. The black ones they spread like crazy and they're not good. But the white and red ones would be good to go around the tree as well. And around those little bushes, you can then plant other smaller perennials. Mint can spread like crazy, but it might be able to put like, well, even lemon balm would spread. But oregano, rosemary, strawberries. The goal is to go from something big to something medium to something small, because I see a lot of people, especially around here, they'll have apple trees and then they just mow the lawn around it. They cut the lawn. And what that does is, well, first of all, it's not fun. You're wasting money on gas to mow the lawn around your trees. You're also destroying the ecosystem that could be there. Just give me a sec. Oh, I should do that from now on. It's a lot easier. And by doing the food forest the way I'm talking about, what happens is you decide the weeds that you want to see growing around your fruit trees. Instead of having just regular grass and weeds, you can actually have chives, strawberries, rosemary, oregano, anything like that, any perennial plant that would not spread like crazy. But yeah, like Marilyn says, you have a chance to hurt your tree with the weed eater or the lawnmower. But if you don't have anything to mow around it, I mean, if you have chives growing around your apple tree, that will stop the weeds from growing. You can harvest the chives to eat it. You will still get the bees because of the purple flowers on chive, and it will be a totally different ecosystem. You can have the nuts, you can have the fruits, you can have all that kind of stuff. Chives, shallots, onions are an awesome one around trees. True. I forgot to. You were supposed to give me shallots, and I completely forgot. I'm gonna have to order some seeds. Sorry, and see if I can find them. I'm guessing the only place to sell them would be in Quebec. They didn't touch our trees this year. Nice. I had some onions in one of my garden bed in the back of my property, and was still some mice, but in theory, it should keep them away. I think they don't like mint. Yeah, Tampomise. So I'm going to have to take a look there. I'm trying to think the last seeds I bought there. Jardin Lécoumène. They're usually sold around July. You mean the seeds? Or the plants? I wonder if I could find them around here. I should look, because I'm going to go for sure. Like, it's not like I can resist going there to the local nursery. And they might have some of those shallots. They sell bulbs only. Okay, well, a bulb is a bulb, and it's going to grow eventually. You can plant them and leave them be, and eventually, you can harvest them. Okay, so it's not from seeds, it's from bulbs. Makes sense. So yeah, it was pretty cool on Saturday. A lot of great vendors. I didn't buy much there. I purchased 2 huge goji berries. Did I buy anything else? Probably, but I just don't remember. I had a few snacks. I walked around a little bit. There was a mini cow there. It was pretty awesome. I got to meet John Faulkner there on Saturday for the first time. The lady that was doing the foraging class was also pretty awesome. She was talking about the top 20 plants you can forage at this time of year. I thought I just planted shallot seeds. I'll check tomorrow and see what company they're from. The ones we're looking for, Jennifer, would be some sort of a perennial shallot. And they're called Saint Anne. No, this the shallots, Marilyn. Well, you can plant trees if you want, but I'm hoping to be able to hair graft a lot of apple trees, and that's something I have to do this weekend. So on Sunday when we left, we drove by Hickory Croft Farm to do a little visit. True, I got mulberry trees as well. They're not planted yet. I still have to figure out where to plant them because they're not too big. So I'm afraid that I'll drive over them with the lawnmower. So I want to make sure that wherever I plant them, that put the camera down a little bit. Wherever I plant them, I want to make sure I don't drive over them with the lawnmower. Yeah, so I have a few ideas. Somewhere I could probably plant them in the back of my property. I would need to put like amazing compost around them, and I have some compost that's been aging for 3 years. Problem is there's a lot of weeds growing in there, but if I catch it soon enough, maybe I can put that at the bottom of my hole and put my mulberry bush on top. Making beer next week with your hops. Awesome. I want to go check out tomorrow morning if mines are growing here, my hops. Yeah, it becomes pretty big. So are we talking like maple big or apple tree big or elderberry big or hazelnut big? So I have to plant them in the back of the property, but somewhere where I can find them and make sure they survive, and where I have access to them, and somewhere I know the kids won't cut them down at some point. And the chicken's supposed to love the fruits. I want to put at least one beside the coop. Cool. Yeah, and Sunday night we slept at Darren's, and Monday morning we left, and I came back home. Oh wow, those are pretty big. 20 meters high, so that's a lot higher than the house. So yeah, 75 centimeters. Okay, huge trees. Yeah. Diameter, that's even. Okay, huge trees. Huge trees. Okay. So right now I have to get my raised beds ready. I want to change from the in-ground garden to raised beds because I feel like it's going to be easier once I do that to control the weeds. Because if weeds take over one bed, I can just put the black tarp on top of the one bed and not have to compromise the whole garden, before the end of the season. Last summer was awful for weeds, and I totally lost control, and I lost a lot of vegetables because of it. I also have one aisle at the community garden, and I'm still going to do that this year. Um, this year is going to be my 4th year, and I always end up growing about 800 to 1,000 pounds of vegetables in that garden. So I do a lot of carrots. I do some tomatoes, peppers, beans, and squash and zucchinis. I love zucchinis. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I better plant them now. This is where the saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Yep. We totally. So I have to do those raised beds. I have a few boards here that I can use. Although I want to keep some of those boards to fix my greenhouse, but I have no idea how to do that because all the metal frame is broken. So either I let it die for this year and just plant a bunch of herbs in there, or I try to fix it, and I would still have about a month to fix it. Problem is, because the tarp is pretty tight around it, I can't really do anything to make it stronger from the outside. Everything has to be built from the inside. I can probably still do a small frame, but it might be a lot harder. And let's face it, I am not good at all with building stuff. So I might look around and see if someone, one of my friends, have a few tips for me. Like, I know Thomas told me a few things that I could do, but it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to visualize it and actually do it. And let's face it, I suck with a hammer and nails and the saw. It's probably going to be all crooked and fall down after the first wind, which is what I'm trying to fix in the first place. Mulberry behind me suffered greatly during an ice storm. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. For me, it was not the snow. It was the wind. I think that the winter was hard on the frame, but as soon as I didn't have the tarp on it. I should have just removed the whole thing. But as soon as I put the tarp on, the wind just like crushed everything away. But I still have about a month to fix it. At least it would give me an extra 2 weeks at the end of the season. And last year I didn't have it until, mid-June. So it doesn't really matter if I do that again this year. I still have time. I also want to hair graft a lot of apple trees. I'm not done. Like, I still have a lot of those root balls here. I might have to go tomorrow for a small drive and try to get a lot of them done. I harvested a few wild blueberry plants, put them on my property. Hopefully that will work. And I'm hoping that Darren's, what they're called now, those winter greens, I hope they survived. And I hope they thrive, and I hope you get a ton of them. But the fruits, even if you had like an old field of the plant, you won't get a lot of fruits. You'll get a lot of leaves that you can use for tea, and it creates awesome tea. I should have brought some. I didn't think of it, but I had some here. Mulberry burns nice, not much heat. Okay. Hello, Desmond and Sandy. And I guess your dog's name is Remy. I'm so glad that you named your dog after me. Good evening. If I could put a few root balls on a dozen apple trees, and if that could work, man, I would have an orchard here in no time. I was walking at Canadian Tire earlier this week. They have their trees out. It's $90 for an apple tree, about 3 feet high. That's insane. $90 for an apple tree. I purchased those root balls for $20 for like 12 of them, 14 of them. And I can just go air graft any apple trees around here and save, I don't know, $85. And the more I think about it and the more I want to help people grow more food. And I was talking to someone earlier today, and I was telling them I have some regular, ever-bearing raspberries that are popping up everywhere. And I'm going to dig some up, bring them at work. Those I don't mind. I'm going to do that for a few friends. I have like 5 probably that I can easily get rid of. I will give them away, and if I can help someone else get some free fruits in the future, so be it. And I was telling that person that maybe it would make sense for me to just start giving away apple trees, because they're being sold for $90, but I can probably do them a good favor by selling them a lot cheaper and still making a little bit of money on them. All right, take care, Dave. Have fun with your tractor. Yeah, I know. I just like feeling important. Yeah, Canadian Tire is going crazy, but pretty sure every store is the same. I didn't see at Walmart how much it was, but I will definitely take a look. But if I could propagate wild apple trees and then sell them for like $20. Well, Marilyn, from what I read, from what I saw on YouTube as well, what they're telling me is it will be a perfect clone of the tree that I'm grafting. I know it could make a difference if I was grafting a tree that I purchased from the store, because they are just a rootstock, and the apple is grafted on top. But the wild apple trees, they are just regular trees. They were not grafted. They were just, from what I can see, they should be wild, and it's supposed to work. A lot of people do it, and apparently it works. My girlfriend's cousin's been doing it for a few years now, and he says they're doing very, very good. But I'll see if I have a few apple trees and I can make them grow and then graft on them. All right. Why not? There's wild apple trees growing all over the place here. And some of them, like they all have different kind of apples as well. So if I can make a small drive tomorrow afternoon, maybe go and hair graft a few of them. That way, by the beginning of July, I could go and harvest them, and hopefully they'd be rooted out and I can plant them. I will also try with gooseberries. I know gooseberries are very easy to propagate. I guess you can just plant them in the soil, a little bit like the currants, and those small shrubs. They're supposed to propagate like crazy. Although I've tried before and it didn't work. Now I have the root balls on two of the gooseberry branches, and they were dormant when I put the root balls, and it is now full of leaves, fully alive, fully awakened, and yeah, I'm sure it will work because the energy is still going straight to the top of the branch. So in theory, the roots should be popping out soon. What else do I have to do? I have to get the coop ready. Pretty sure Selge is also buying a few chickens. Skunk currants? I don't know much, but by the name of it, it's probably not too good. Are they the black ones like the are they wild, or are they, I don't know. I'm guessing they're probably not too good. What now? I don't know why I received a notification for something, a post that wasn't even mine, that I didn't even post on or comment on. No berries I've seen yet, wild, but everywhere here. If they're the ones that I think, they would be growing like in pretty much a swamp. Let me check. Skunk. Oh, they're red. Oh. I know they're edibles, if it's really what it is, from what I can see here, and might be hard to properly identify though. So just be careful with them. There's disagreeable odor given off the ripe fruit. Are all covered with what? With glandular hair, from which it gets its specific epithet. Although the dark red berries begin to smell bad as they age, they are quite tasty when ripe. However, cultivation of the shrub is not recommended as it carries white pine blister rust, which can kill pine trees. Okay. Interesting. That's weird. I'm pretty sure I found some black currants on my dad's property. I was there 2 days ago. So I received, the company that I made a video on about the ice auger. They send me, it's not a refurbished, it was just an item that was purchased and returned. And they send me one. It's a multi-purpose tool. Well, it's basically a weed eater, but it also has the blade to be a brush cutter or a branch cutter, because you can actually have like the little chainsaw kind of on at the end, so you can go and cut branches on big trees. And I also have the trimmer on it, and I can trim, like if I wanted to make a fence with cedar or anything like that. I wasn't sure how to assemble it all, and I brought it to my dad to see if he could help me. Apparently, there's a piece missing, and he told me he was going to show me when I go there, hopefully tomorrow. So I will be able to check out if I can find a piece for that thing, and if I can, it's going to be an awesome tool to have around here. I also spoke about one of the seed company, rainbowseeds.ca. So if you go to rainbowseeds.ca and you use the coupon code RAM10, I make a commission on the seeds you buy, and you save 10%. Now, Rainbow Seeds is a Canadian company located here in New-Brunswick. So most of the stuff they have is from growing zone 4 and 5. I also have to make a video on growing edible mushrooms here at home. I received the boxes. I have 2 of them. I want to grow one straight from the box, and I also want to grow one from, try to grow it in the nature, like wild kind of. Put it somewhere where I'm hoping it's going to grow well and provide me with mushrooms for a very long time. So many cool plants around here. We have a lot to learn. Just be careful. I've seen some honeysuckle berries in Ontario, and they kind of look like Camrys or honeyberries. Or blueberries, maybe. They turn bluish, but they're toxic, so just be careful. But you have a lot of service berries and elderberries in your area. I know you're a little bit more to the north of where we were, but it's probably similar climate, similar forest. I know you have a lot of sumac. That is something. You have sumac everywhere. And the edible kind as well. You can make spice with the sumac. You can make lemonade. It's crazy. You have so much growing. I was driving around and was like, oh my God. Look, sumac, elderberry, sumac, service berries, sumac. It's crazy. And it's awesome at the same time. I want to have a few trees here, but apparently they can spread like crazy. So I'm just going to get a few ones and plant them on my dad's land. Like in a gravel pit somewhere or something like that. I also received some stinging nettle. It grows in the wild in New Brunswick as well, but I was never able to find any. So Jane brought me some. So nice. She's so nice. And I'm also going to plant those on my dad's property. Yes. Yeah, they're everywhere. You haven't seen any, but how far north from Ottawa are you? Or how far from Ottawa are you? Because from Quebec to Ottawa, going down to wherever the conference was, it was just sumac all over the place. You drive on the highway, it's everywhere. Yeah, I've seen mullein here on my property. I didn't even know I had any, and I was just playing around, looking at my fruit trees, and I want to see the damage of my food forest when I got back, and I found one plant of mullein. Sorry. My brother also has a bunch of mullein on his property and he's not using it. So it looks like I'm going to have some free mullein. Good evening, Tracy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hello, Thomas. Nice of you to stop by. I was looking forward to go for a few fish, but it didn't turn out that way, which is fine. We can try again next year. 4 or 5 hours from Ottawa. Okay. Well, I'm guessing you still probably have a lot of sumac in your area because they're literally everywhere in Ontario. My back is killing me. So what's going on, guys and girls? Anything interesting I should know? Oh, yeah, that's awesome, Tracy. Yeah, membership. I have a bunch of pictures and a bunch of small videos. And I'm going to be adding all of those for the members only. So if you're not a member, for 99 cents, you can have access to a bunch of behind-the-scene pictures. That means you're only about 3 or 4 hours from us, and sumac is everywhere. I have milled a few bigger ones, bright green wood. Yeah, you take the flower and you can make spice or lemonade with it. Hello, CR. How's it going? Yeah, Dave is gone by now, CR, but you may have to come grab some trees from our property to help us clear. Yeah, that would be awesome. A few collaborations like that can really help channel grow. There's a lot of people talking about quitting YouTube. A lot of big channels for some reason. I don't know if they're changing the algorithms to the point where if you slow down, it's really hurting the channels. Now, I've never really slowed down, but I've never really gone faster either. I want to get back to more videos during the week, but it's hard. It's really, really hard. It's time consuming, and right now I don't really have time. Man, I got home Monday. I wanted to make a video. Well, the video was already filmed. I just wanted to do all the editing and post it. It took me pretty much all day Tuesday to do the editing. And then we had our podcast recording. And by the time I was done, I was trying to upload it, and it just took forever. I ended up only being able to upload it late Wednesday night. Usually I post my videos Wednesday morning. But I have one now that's almost done. I have, out of 20 minutes, I'm already at the 6-minute mark, and it will probably go down. I am the video about the conference. I will also be doing a few shorts with those small videos. I guess I have some good footage for shorts. Like I said, I have to make a video on the mushrooms. I have to make a video on the new pair of shoes I got. I have to make a video on, it's called a generator, solar panel generator, 600 watts. But for me, it's more like a rechargeable, huge battery. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to try it. I am not 100% sure what I'm going to use it for. As of right now, it might be more in case of emergency, so that I have something here to charge my phone or charge the fridge, or something like that, to make sure we don't lose everything. But I have a bunch of videos to make. It's just a matter of taking time to do it. and I want to do a little bit more teaching, not just vlogging, because let's face it, you guys don't like it. I mean, and I am okay with that. Most of the people will watch my stuff because they want to support the guy and not the content. And that's okay if that's what you want to do. I mean, I am totally okay with that. But I also want other people to enjoy my content for what I am teaching. So hopefully at some point I will be able to make it. I started a few more seeds. That's something else I have to do. I mean, I am 3 weeks away from my last frost date, and I have to get some stuff going. It's one thing to plant stuff directly outside, but I also have to do a lot of planting. And I have to go check in my greenhouse if my tomatoes are growing. No, not tomatoes. I planted some lettuce and planted it straight in the greenhouse, but I haven't seen anything after a week. So it could just start germinating now. If it's worth my while, I will make the travel. I have my mobile mill too. That's awesome. If you can both make it work, you might just need to send Thomas a few videos, Desmond. Recording takes time. For me, it's not the recording. It's mostly the editing. Because, well, it's I don't know. When I start doing videos, I can do something decent in not too long, because when I film, I am pretty good at pressing record and stop without really moving my hand or without doing something that will make you see that I'm actually pressing the button. So when time comes to do the editing, I just have to put the videos one after another, and it will follow through and look somewhat decent. But if I want to add music, if I want, let's say that at some point I make a mistake and I just start over, I have to make sure I remove that mistake from there. I have to do the thumbnail. I have to do all the keywords, the hashtags, the title, the description. It's all that stuff together that adds up. Now we want to make videos. You go ahead and make as many videos as you want, CR. See, that's not going to get you gain weight like food. Hardening off a few things. Yeah, I have to get that going too. I have to decide where to plant future fruit trees. Do you have any trees on your property that you could actually cut down? A few birch or things like that just don't belong there. I have a few of those in the back of my property, and I will get the kids. Well, I say the kids. I mean, Anthony is 16, and I'm sure if I give him a little electric chainsaw, he will enjoy cutting it down very much. Takes a lot of editing. That's my big thing right now. I have to do a video on our farm stand and greenhouse and water tower, and I am fishing the dam for my new pond and lots of fishing. So that's what you're doing. You're taking the fish and putting it in your pond. So you're going to have a lot of fish in there, because if you get a few fish, they'll have some eggs and they will reproduce. I let the story drive the editing. Yeah, sometimes it works well, but sometimes the better the story is, the more you want to add special effects. Whether it's music, sound effect, B-rolls, or things like that. That's what takes a long time. We have to plan our outdoor garden now too. Elsa wants to make a tour around around to all the local nurseries soon for a bunch of plants. If you guys weren't too far from Quebec, I would tell you to go to Floralie Jouvence. That nursery is awesome. It has anything you need. Now I'm sure you can find something in Ottawa as well. I don't know. Ever since I started, like when I saw a garden for the first time and I started growing my own food, I became so passionate about the garden and about growing my own food. Now that I've seen what a food forest permaculture is, now I want to have a food forest. I want to grow as much fruit as possible. There's nothing better than going outside in the summer with your coffee. Just walk around, and take a handful of strawberries and eat them fresh from the garden, or grab some grapes and eat them, or apples and in the fall and eat them. There's something magic about that, about just being able to go outside and eat breakfast right there on the spot. I have a bunch of chives growing on the front of my property. I'm not going to harvest it because it's where the dog goes to do his little needs. But, if I wanted, I could take it elsewhere and leave it be for a year or two, and it would be good to eat. I really like saying that I'm going to pick mushrooms after a job and picking a few feet from home. Am I lagging again? Did it lag? I really like saying that I'm going to pick mushrooms after a job and picking in a few feet from home. Yeah, that's something else I want to do. It lagged for a few seconds. My internet should be fine. But yeah, in the summer, for you, it's being able to harvest mushrooms home. For me, it's being able to go for a small drive in the woods. And, I used to go for a drive in the woods just to go see animals. It's so much like I was raised in the woods. For me, going for a drive, we usually leave here. We drive about, I think it's 34 kilometers in the woods. And then the other road is about 45. And we come all the other way around. So it's like a 2-hour drive. Now that the gas is a lot more expensive, it's a little bit harder to do. But we used to do that for fun. Just go for a drive and try to find some moose, grouse, rabbits. Sometimes you'll be lucky to see a deer or a bear. But now I feel like whenever I go in the woods, I see food everywhere. Oh, that's edible. That's edible. This is also edible. This is also awesome. Like I can eat this. I can eat that. This is great. I want to try this. It's awesome. My pond is not done. Probably next year we will stock it, and I will just buy fingerling trout from the estuary up the road. Not allowed to take fish from one body of water to another. Okay. I have to wait for everything to settle and the mud go down. Okay. Refresh the page and was all right after. I think it just lagged for like a few seconds. Depending on what part of Quebec we are, only 40 minutes from Portage de Fort or whatever. We used to go there for beer and cigars when we were 18. Yeah, I do that. We used to do that too. I remember my dad telling me, son, when you're old enough to buy your own beer, then you can drink it. And so I got home with a case of beer at age 16 because on the other side of the road back then, on the other side of the bridge back then, you would just show them your ID, and they thought that since you were showing them your ID, you weren't stupid enough to show them an ID by being too young, so they would just sell you the beer. Eventually, they got caught a few times and randomly has arugula seasoned hands. Awesome. And Thomas, yeah, we were doing the same thing. We were 20 minutes from the border. Yeah. Floralie Jouvence in Quebec. Like when I say Quebec, I meant like Quebec City, which is probably a good 6 hours from you, 5-6 hours. But there is an awesome garden store there. Had to shower off an inch of dirt. Oh, that means you had fun today. Don't forget the laundry. Yeah, don't let Brigitte clean all of that dirt. Now hanging outside having a latte and watching the cows and birds. Don't you mean chisel, Darren? Tomorrow is laundry day for me. 24, nice. I think we got up to maybe 12. And it's not going to get really warm tomorrow either. We are having a bunch of morels I got from around the yard for dinner tonight. They're popping up all over now. That's awesome. Hey, Vineyard Chicks. Is that KK or Tree? Trey? Guessing it's KK. Thank you so much for stopping by. Can't stay but wanted to say hi. I keep learning about foraging and about permaculture and about different kind of fruits you can grow on your property. Eventually, if tree. Okay. So it's pronounced tree. Okay, awesome. I keep mixing. I know who is who, but like I wouldn't know who's the oldest one of the two, or I know you're about 17, 18 years old, but I don't know who is who. It's tree. Okay. So if things went bad, I'd be able to survive off the fruits I have growing on my property, hopefully. Trey. Okay. It's pronounced Trey. Okay. Sorry about that. Now I'll know. I dumped a big buttload of pine tree branches into the cow field and they are going nuts for it. That's awesome. Yeah. I had one of those what they're called those trees that lose their pine their needles in the fall and they grow back in the spring. I had one of those and I had to cut it down, but all the needles fell on the ground and I just picked them all up, put them all around my blueberries, and hopefully that will help them get bigger faster. I've seen some blueberry bushes, mélèze. Yeah, in French it's called mélèze, but I didn't know if it was the same thing in English. Annie was showing me a picture of a blueberry, that she has on her property. It's as tall as her. Like our bushes here grow like this big, maybe like a foot, maybe 2 feet, if we're lucky. Montreal is a good 4 hours. I used to go there to the clubs a few years back. Right? I wish my blueberries were that big, but all those needles will probably help make the soil more acidic, and maybe, who knows, maybe you'll be able to grow some blueberries at some point. Oh yeah, I can do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what happens. Haha, Vineyard Checks just won a free membership on Rem's Family Farm. That's awesome. Suzanne Goulet, Marshmallow Man, Matt Rogers, and the Oklahoma Grammy Sandra Medrano. That's awesome. So now my goal is to try to keep you interested in coming back. And I will do it again. I have 5 more that I can give away. Terms apply. New way for you to give membership free of charge each month. These terms and conditions apply to the distribution of your 1-month promotional gift membership to eligible viewers. Means these gifts that you and YouTube agree. Promotional gift memberships are not transferable, not available for resale, and not redeemable for value cash. So I will give 5 more. You're welcome, by the way. Cindy Squirrel Off Grid, Lee from Fisherman 506, Maria from Northumberland Acres, Mart from Little Ridge Farm, and How to Garden. That's awesome. I like that it's all people in the homesteading community, or they're either everyone. The one is in a certain way bringing in food somehow, whether it's through gardening, fishing, or anything like that. Yeah, well, there's an option that you can give away 5 at a time, up to 10 a month from your own channel. It doesn't cost me anything, and it doesn't cost anything for the person winning. So it's just a way to give like free promotion to your channel. It didn't cost me a thing. And the goal, I guess, is to get those 5 people interested enough so that they would come back. But I mean, when you win something, most of the time you just enjoy the content while you can have it. You have time to watch a lot of videos in a month. So yeah, there's a few memberships that I want to get back into, but it's just a matter of getting my finances ready. Tonight we had a little party with the kids that I coach. One of the parents is the owner of a company that does those inflatable kid park, or what would you call them? They're inflatables, big, huge balloons, playground, I guess. And the one that we had was literally taking the whole gym. And I think I had more fun than the kids. Bouncy castle. Yeah. I tried to film. I wanted to film myself going through the through the race, but I don't know. I fell a few times, and every time I think my thumb would just hitting the record and stop and go button. So I was supposed to have twice 20 seconds video, and I ended up with one video of about 15 seconds and 2 other ones of 6 seconds. Why? It's legal. We have real Aurora. They're called Aurora Boreal. They're don't remember the name, but we're supposed to get them. I'll go check before I go to bed. I will go check, and if we can see them, I will definitely get the kids to come and check them out. I know that we could see them here. Northern Lights. So yeah, we're supposed to be able to see them here tonight, which would be the first time that I actually get to see them properly if they do. So we'll keep an eye open. So I just want to do a quick little thing. Well, little tiny butterflies, get out of my face. I see nothing yet. It's supposed to be crazy tonight. Of course, it's overcast here. Oh, so none of you guys are going to be able to see them. Yep, the Northern Lights. That sucks. I'll take a few pictures and videos if I can. Yeah, it's just starting to get dark here. So you still have about, well, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes to go, Darren? Oh, that sucks. It was bright sun today, so hopefully it'll remain until we can actually see those lights. It would be awesome. I don't know, but are they usually like just after the sun goes down, or more like during the night, or? So my mama rabbits got babies and let them die. And I couldn't find any babies from the other mama rabbit. So I don't know if she lost them at some point, or she simply ate them, and it would make sense that they would be stressed out. And that could be why they're not taking care of their babies. Supposed to start at 10 p.m. here. So within 2 hours here. And Marilyn, after you told me that maybe the rabbits were stressed out, I went outside to go feed them last night, and one of them was like, really, you could see that he was stressed out. Like he was running around in his cage, and it was going crazy. So maybe there's something around. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for Mama. Maybe there's an animal roaming around, scaring them. It could be my cat for all I know, but he seems to be more into hunting mouse now. He's been coming home with a few mouse. I don't know, pretty much on every second day now. For the past month, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, Charlie, the cat, yeah. Charlie's doing awesome. So, let's recapitulate. So, tomorrow morning, I have to go see Serge on his property to go just plan for the summer. He didn't reply. I asked him what time he was going. He didn't reply. I have to make a video on my sneakers, on my generator / huge battery. I have to make a video on the mushrooms. I have to make a video on what else? I had a few things written down. I have to write it down now. As soon as I have an idea, I have to do one for Rambo Seeds and one on Proyama, the one that sent me the weed eater. I just have to find what piece is missing and if we can order it online or if they can just send it to me or cool. Yeah, orangish. Yeah, it was the kid's idea. They want to name him Charlie, and oh wow. So did you manage to fix the fence? We're getting our chickens only in about a month. I think it's actually, well, my calendar is still February there. I think it's on either the 1st or the 6th. No, the 8th. I'm hoping it'd be the 1st, but you never know. On the 2nd, we have our last handball tournament of the season, unless we did like a crazy comeback and we win. But we finished last at the provincials in the A division, and we would need to beat the champions of the double A division, and they literally crush everyone. It's not to say that we don't have a chance, and I don't want to say that in front of the players and the kids, but you know, I would probably believe in our chances if we were actually, like, if I was actual handball coach, if the kids were really believing it, if they were really into it, working hard, if they wouldn't miss any practice. But we have two players playing spring hockey. We have two players playing competitive soccer in the summer, and it's already started. So I have a team of 9 players, and I have 3 missing on Thursdays and 2 missing on Mondays. You can't practice. You just can't do nothing. Like, I was there yesterday, we had a practice, and I had 5 players. You can't. You can't even, like, there's nothing you can practice. Imagine going to a hockey practice and you only have, like, the goalie and 1 defenseman. What can you do? You can't do much. You'll skate around, take a few shots, then it's time to go. Like, you can't do any set plans. You can't do any strategy. You can't really practice specific things because there's not enough people to do an actual drill. Yeah, let's hope so, Darren. Mines are not going outside yet, although we were talking about building something for them. But maybe we would be able to do something like that in a year or two. It's just that the barn is next to a beaver dam. So I'm guessing there's a lot of weasels there, and I wouldn't want them to go. Well, they can probably get in my barn anyway. If they wanted to, they can definitely go in. Something ate my chicks 2 years ago or last year. 2 years ago, last year. I had one mama chicken that had rabbits. Hey boy. That had chicks. One mama chicken that had chicks. I was thinking about that time I bought them from Hickory Croft. I bought a rabbit and chickens. Oh, yeah, work on the breakaway. I could work on that, but I mean, after an hour of doing the same thing, it would be hard. So, we had a little party tonight with Bouncing Castle, and we had pizza, and, the kids played, they had fun, and that's the main thing. As long as they're out there, outside the house, doing sports, moving around, playing with their friends, it's better than being online on YouTube or, those social medias that keeps them on there. So they played with the volleyball, they played with the soccer ball, they played on the Bouncing Castle, they played tag, they played with those huge parachutes there. I don't know if you guys played that on the Quebec side there or Ontario. You had those big parachutes and all the kids go in different sides, and you just lift it up and then it comes down very, very slow, and then you have to sit on it and it comes down very, very slow. And whenever they say, okay, blue, well, if you're in line with the blue color, you have to switch plays with someone else and do so until the last one loses whenever bumps that spike. Don't know what that is. That's pretty cool. But anyway, they just had fun. And that's the one thing I was telling my assistant coach. That team lost more times than you can imagine. Um, yeah, okay, yeah, but we don't play volleyball as a team. They just play for fun. It just, it was like a end of year party, and that's the thing. Like we won the first game we played in the tournament um, against um, the team that finished third at the provincials. So we know, I know that team could win some games, but it's just it had all the planets have to be aligned. You know what I mean? Like my goalie has to do a good job. My defense players have to play great. My offense need to do what we're teaching them to do, and they're not really doing that. It's not. I don't think it's because they don't want to. I just think it's because they don't necessarily understand the game as well. And I have a few players on the team that are struggling with, motricity. Like it's hard for them to catch the ball. And at that age, they should be throwing the ball hard and catching it no matter what because they're kind of soft. The balls are soft. They won't hurt. But it is what it is. We knew we didn't have a team to win the provincials, and we were okay with that. We were just hoping the kids would have fun. And despite everything that happened this year, even though we lost a lot of games, even though we got crushed very, very often, the kids still played with a smile on their face, and they still gave their 100% every single game. When we played at the provincials, from our point of view, it was mostly we lost because we missed the net. We lost the first game by 10 points, but we missed the net 24 times. That's 24 times we actually had a clear shot on goal. There should have been at least 50% of those shots should have been in. We didn't hit the net. You get 10 breakaways in the game and you don't hit the net out of those 10 breakaways. It's not because we didn't play well. It's simply because, I don't know. I can't even know how to explain it. But like the strategy was good. The kids played well. They worked hard. They fought hard. You just can't get a lucky bounce, I guess. So next year, we'll know that we have to practice our shots. But back to homesteading. So yeah, a month left. Well, less than a month. 3 weeks before last frost. In 3 weeks will be last frost. I need to plant a bunch of stuff inside before then. I need to build my garden beds so that I can start planting some stuff in those beds. Because I can't plant potatoes. I can plant, anything that grows in the ground. Beets, turnips, rutabaga, carrots. Yeah, we are getting rain about 2-3 times a week, and we're getting enough sun. And today it's not raining yet. I think we might have a little bit of rain during the weekend, but nothing major. Like nothing to stop me from working outside. Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to start planting outside, but there's a lot of things I want to start growing inside as well. I have to build those garden beds. I want to fix the greenhouse. If I can find my plastic, I also want to fix the temple shelter in the back and actually make something decent with that. My back is killing me. I don't know if I'm tired or what it is. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of things that I could keep blabbering about, um, but it's not going to be very, very interesting for you guys. I was hoping to have a little chat with some of my friends that were at the conference to have their point of view, but everyone is tired, everyone is busy, everyone is doing something else, and that's all right. Um, mm, um, so yeah, I'll let you guys go. By the way, you will be redirected to Scott Rambling with the Brums live stream. So yeah, let's go have some fun there, and I'm gonna go see if I can film the Northern Lights. So take care, everyone. Have a nice week. Talk to you maybe Sunday morning. I'll come back for another quick live stream. Thank you, and thank you everyone for being here. Have a great weekend. Have a great next week. Let's start gardening. Let's show the world that we can grow our own food and do great. Have fun.